Hello. Everyone will recognize your face because you are, I don't know, an icon.
Oh, stop.
You are. You
Oh,
are.
thank
You're a
you, man. I
pop
appreciate
culture
that.
icon. And you're, for anybody that is not familiar, Carlos Mencia.
Yes.
And I do work in a newsroom.
Okay.
So I have so much I want to talk to you about.
Tell me.
What this?
Everything.
Okay, well, first of all, you're here right now, and
Yes.
you're here until Sunday.
Yes.
And people can see you.
Yeah. I'm at the
Stand Up
I'm at
Live,
Stand Up Live.
right down the street from us.
Thursday shows and Sunday shows are 18 and over. Friday and Saturday shows are 21 and over. But the weekends is already almost sold out. So hurry up and get your tickets if you want to come.
Why do you have to be such a grown up to see your shows?
I don't think that you have to be a grown up, but I mean, look at the news.
True.
We're an overly sensitive society.
It's true.
And I mean, here's the thing: 24-hour news cycles are not understood by many. A lot of people don't grasp the concept of when you have to fill that much news.
This is my new best friend.
It's very difficult to do that without sensationalizing. Case in point. In this century, the biggest snowstorm to ever hit the East Coast was last week. It's the biggest snowstorm as
Jonas,
far as
my favorite brother.
right. But they couldn't call it Snowmageddon
Yeah.
because it had already been taken. They couldn't call it Snowpocalypse
Yeah.
because it was already taken.
Right.
And that just goes to show you that they just try to
We're
use
running
big
out.
words. It was a snowpocalypse. Well, that was last time.
Yeah.
Now they were just like it's really really big. And it's almost like. So it's so driven by so much of that stuff.
And a
You know
lot
what
of
I
it
mean?
has become opinion too, which is hard.
Well, I mean, look, not to put down anybody, but I mean, the fact that the leading candidate in the Republican has not one time said, this is how this policy is going to work.
Right.
This is how we are going to make this. Oh, we're going to win. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be great.
You're never going to get tired of winning.
And by the way, I want that to happen.
Yeah.
But just the fact that people think that it's really that easy.
Yeah.
For you people, I pray that Donald Trump becomes president of this country so that we learn our lesson. Because as soon as he gets in and the bureaucracy sets in and all the people that have been there forever go, hey, there's no cameras here.
Right.
This isn't about cameras anymore.
Yeah, you don't.
Now
no
this is
longer
about,
show.
all you get to do is veto stuff. Or,
Right. Yeah.
no, we don't like this policy.
Exactly.
We don't care. It's going to be a whole different animal.
You are a comedian, and I believe with comedians, you kind of have to not be sensitive.
We're not.
You have to be so brave, honestly. I could never do what you do.
No, here's the thing. When somebody says to me, you hurt my feelings, I look at them and I go, wow, I had no idea that I have the power to make you do whatever I want. And they're like, well, no, you don't. Yeah, you just gave me that power. No, I didn't. Yeah, you just said I hurt your feelings. You didn't say my feelings were hurt when I said. You said I hurt your feelings. Therefore, I have the power and ability to manipulate your emotions to do whatever I want.
Oh, so now they've got to be tough.
And then they're like, well, no. And then they get all tough. And then I'm like, now all of a sudden I'm not affecting you. So it's just people just don't process information the way we do because most comedians live really harsh lives.
Right.
Really harsh.
Well,
And we make it funny.
In that sense, though, are you ever personally offended by Trump? Because you weren't born in this country,
No.
so you're not like
It's all rhetoric.
yeah. Okay.
Donald Trump, listen, let's be practical. Donald Trump owns a bunch of hotels. What do you think would happen if every Mexican that worked for him just left tomorrow?
They'd be dirty.
He would be running around asking somebody else, saying, look, there's a reason he says, and I love the Mexican people. And I love the gay people.
But they love him too,
And I
he
love-
says.
you know
He
what
says
I'm
they love him
saying?
too.
I love the black people. The black people love me. I love Muslims. Muslims love me. You can't come in my country. But it was like,
I know,
yeah.
It's so funny to hear somebody else say that because, the way that he says it, you have accepted the fact that this is a character. But when you hear it come from, like, word for word come from somebody else, you're just kind of like, oh, wait, yeah, that kind of sounds super offensive.
It's not even, it's not offensive. It's offensive to my intelligence, is what it's offensive to. Do you know what I mean?
I
It's
do.
offensive to my. Listen. I know the way our government works. First
Right.
of all, let's be honest. Presidents don't have that much power. They really, literally don't have that much power. The
It's true.
executive power cannot ever supersede. They end up going to court because it's like, oh, you can't do that. So they have the power to veto. But like Obamacare is a misnomer. He did. That's not his. That was legislation drafted by politicians, not by presidents. Presidents don't have that much power. They can guide, they can lead, but at the end of the day, they can't go out there and draft the bill themselves.
Do you think it's going to hurt him or help him that he's not going to do this debate tonight?
You know what? I think it's gonna help him because the people that like him are those kind of people.
They like I
Yeah.
don't need you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's standing his ground and he's now. I will say this. I wish to God that Fox News had not put out
That press release.
That press release. They stooped to that level. They went to that place. Whereas a news organization, you just shouldn't go there. When they, were making fun of him, they gave him the out because he's doing what he's saying. He's saying, well, I don't know, it's not about her, it's that they made fun of me and now they're going to treat me unfairly. And so they gave him an out. Without that, if it had just been about, Megyn Kelly, it would have been hysterical.
The exchange between them?
Not only that if he would not gone, then we could
Right.
have really been, it was just like
Right.
about that. But the
That's
fact that
true.
they gave him this out, and for a news organization to go there to that place, it's just like, you don't need to do that.
Do you think that the other candidates are so sick and tired of having to talk? Because
Yes.
I feel bad asking you about it after I
get it.
asked this question. But I watched Ben Carson on CNN the
Yeah.
other day, and every question was about Trump. And I thought, this poor man,
Yeah.
who's fought so hard, raised all this money, and it's got to be physically. You're doing tours similar to theirs.
Yes.
Similar to their campaigns. You're standing up on a stage for hours talking to people, but you're probably. You're working a little bit harder because you're trying to get a specific
I'm used to it.
reaction. Yeah, but these are older gentlemen
Right.
that are not used to this
Right.
kind of routine, and
Have you heard Sanders lately? Everybody, what's going on?
Yeah.
Like his voice. Hillary was
and
like,
Hillary too, coughing.
yeah,
She had a cough fit the other day, so
Yeah.
they've got to be physically exhausted. They're working so hard to get themselves out there,
Right.
and they're fighting with this
Right.
this like unstoppable character. And I, as somebody that covers the news, I love Trump. I've loved him from day one.
Me too.
Because it is.
I want him to be president.
And
For me personally, as a comedian, please vote Donald Trump.
That you're not the first person I've heard
As
say
an
that.
American,
But he has proven to be a good business person. Do you not think he'd surround himself by intelligent people that he thought would help him make the right decisions and guide him in the right path? And do you not think he has a good moral compass?
that I don't know about. I mean, I don't look at him that way. I just when your words are used against you and you take offense to that to me is not a good demeanor.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what I
and
mean?
I'm sure you deal with that.
You say
I mean,
stuff.
why don't you just become a politician? Everything we're talking about is parallel here.
It is, and it probably would work, but I don't have that ego part of me. Like, I love doing stand-up because I believe I'm changing the world and making it a better place. I feel like I'm fulfilling my purpose in the universe. This is my gift.
Yeah.
This is my light. I
Right.
shine as bright as I can. I can't ever imagine thinking to myself, I am the best person to run the greatest country. God, just that's, whoa, man, you gotta. And I understand the sickness.
Yeah.
I get that you need that.
Yeah.
I just don't have that.
Right. Well,
That's-
maybe that's good. Maybe that's why we like
I
you
hope
so
but
much.
that's crazy. I mean, to think that you're the best person
Yeah.
to run this amazing
Country, yeah.
democratic country, this amazing thing that was invented, in 1776. I just, to really believe that.
I'm number one.
Right, I'm the best. That's crazy. But for comedy, he would be, I mean, God, he would be so much better than Bush was for us.
Oh, wow.
So much better. And he's such an easy guy to make fun of, and the scowl with the hair, and I mean, oh my God.
It would be hard too because he would shut down because he wouldn't go to any media outlets that criticized him, and that's kind of like you are a target when you are the president of the United States. Everybody has nobody's happy ever.
Right.
Like no one's completely.
Well,
happy.
he would never have to do that though, because he would have the press pool at his. He would just probably not take questions from certain press people.
Right.
But I just don't know. Like with the demeanor, is what it is. You know, there's certain things that he would say that would just. I mean, okay, for you people that don't know, this is before he became president. Before he's even in. I think Parliament in England actually had a session where they talked about not ever allowing him back in England
I know. I saw
because of the
that.
things that he said. This is before he became president. Our number one ally. The number one. We've always been
We
like
love
this.
their accents.
We love them. They love us. We give them more awards. We give British people more awards than we give our black Americans. That's just a fact.
Although, have you seen Masterpiece Theater? It's amazing. Those period pieces are
Yes.
unbelievable.
I know. And the problem with doing, period pieces when you're black is after a certain point.
This is
It's
a good
wretched
point.
and heart-wrenching.
This is a good point.
and
I love
they're
it.
not beautiful and fun anymore.
Well,
they're not musical and whimsical.
Speaking of, we have Grease Live this weekend.
Right?
Just a transition. Okay, I do want to ask you about El Chapo.
Yes.
Why don't they send him over here where we can actually keep him contained?
First of all, I love that people think that it's a bad it's a bad thing to come to America. First of all, if he doesn't want to come to America, he'd be the first Mexican I've ever known in my life that doesn't want to end up here. But more importantly, the prisons in Mexico compared to the prisons in America, it's night and day.
Right.
So he's still going from a crappy apartment to a nice, you know what I mean, in relative terms.
Right.
Even if he has to stay in jail for the rest of his life here, he's still going to lead a much more comfortable life than he ever would over there. And here, if he gets to go to a prison with general population, especially if he ends up in one where there's a lot of Hispanics, people of Mexican descent, he's going to be a king. He's still going to be able to run his empire unless they put him in solitary confinement, which I don't know that they will.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's going to...
You've seen his shirts. He's got so much swag. They can't do that to him.
And they're going to make movies about him.
Yeah.
Sean
Sean Penn's probably doing it right now.
Yeah. And if they don't make a movie, here's the thing. All right, for you guys that don't know.
A shank on them.
Exactly. That's when it gets real. But that's what these guys do. I mean, that's their life.
Did you ever hear of Jodi Arias? Jodi Arias is she murdered her boyfriend, and it was a national story.
I remember her.
They just leaked an audio, and she's at jail. She's in prison in Perryville, and she's like, like fried this, delicious that, and she's just talking about how great jail is. So I'm like, if you're El Chapo and you're just reading today's headlines,
that's what I'm saying.
Why aren't you looking at that headline going, I technically didn't put my hands on anybody. I didn't kill anybody. I'd like to head over in that direction and enjoy that delicious...
I'm sure he's looking at it. I'm sure he's like, hot dogs and pizza? Because there was a story, and I don't know if this was verified, but I read a story where the reason he was caught was that he was throwing a party and they ordered a bunch of tacos.
Oh my God. Well,
did you hear about that story?
I didn't, but it sounds like the affluenza teen who was caught because he tried to order a pizza.
Right.
And I'm like, maybe you just don't get takeout in Mexico. Is that the thing?
I think that what I heard about him was he was having a party and he ordered like hundreds of tacos from this one place.
If that's
and they
not
were
true,
already
we have
looking
to
for him
start saying
around
that.
there.
Yeah.
And so they were like, who's ordering this stuff? And then they
That guy would order
followed
100
him, and that's how they
tacos.
found him. That's a story that I heard. It's not verified, but I read it somewhere. And it
Well-
wasn't just like on the internet. It was like some publication somewhere.
Well, I'm going to say it's true because I think it's hilarious.
Sounds... Yeah, but again, the kid with affluenza.
Oh,
Really,
yeah. That
you're
drives me
tall
crazy.
and white, and you're going to hide in Mexico.
Yeah.
a country
And
of
why?
short brown people. Yeah, you're not gonna get caught, just like every other person has been caught.
And shave your face, ew. He had, he had that like, what was
He was
that?
trying to
He's so
be
Rico
incognito.
Suave.
He was trying to incognito. It's like, I'm not that guy,
Look, my button.
Yeah.
I only have 3 buttons buttoned. I'm so,
Yeah.
I'm on vacay.
But you know what was interesting? I said this the other day on stage, and the audience kind of like got mad at me, and it was cool. It was a great moment because I loved putting him in that place and bringing him back. But I think that everybody in America suffers from a little bit of affluenza. This is why people in other countries don't like us.
Well, yeah, I mean,
We don't get how good we have it.
Absolutely. I totally think that's true. People got mad at you. Who are these people?
Well, they got mad because they were like, wait, I'm not like that.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm not like that. Yeah, we are.
No, you were mad you didn't get a Beamer for Christmas. You are like that.
We're all like that.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, look, listen, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican, but if you watched the Republican debates and Republican rhetoric and you didn't live in, if I did not live in this country and all I had access to were Republicans right now talking in the debates, I would never want to move to this country.
Emily
It's
Blunt
broken.
said something like that.
It doesn't work. It's gonna die. I mean,
It was very
everything
negative,
is
yeah.
catastrophic. But it's just like, oh my God! I listened to it and I'm like, oh my God!
I didn't know this was our reality.
I had no idea. And then I walk outside and I go,
It's
where
the
the sky is not
sunshine.
falling.
Yeah, birds just land on your
Yeah,
shoulder.
I know
and-
it's not bad at all. I mean,
No.
it's so bizarre to me but it's that alarmist, you know. Everything's gonna be bad, and you're gonna go to college, but you're gonna owe hundreds of millions
And you're
of
not gonna get a
dollars, and you're
job.
never gonna get a job. And you know who took it from you? Jose and Obama, and like, wow, man, it's so crazy and bizarre. But I think that's why people come to see me perform, because I'm kind of a voice of reason in that respect. But I'm not. Politically correct is not what I say. It's a little overly sensitive. I'm not saying, but I come from, because I was born in Honduras,
Yeah,
murder capital of the world.
right.
So
Dr. Dre has nothing on you.
nothing. Today I didn't have to use my AK. Today I didn't get hit with a machete. Like that would
Yeah.
have been my song.
That's awesome.
Today I didn't have to milk 500 cows. That
Well,
was like my
so
life as a kid.
how much of your material is your life versus pop culture and current events?
Pop culture usually tends to be, depending on how important or relevant it is, probably 30.
Also, I'm getting Ethan Couch coming in, speaking of affluenzatine, so I'm going to make him big, and I'm going to make us little in the corner so we can see
nice.
him walk in.
He's coming in?
Yeah, he'll walk in through those doors.
Really, son? Oh, look. Uh-oh, black policeman.
So, did you say 30% is pop culture?
Ish, probably. But it depends on how important. I think right now, it's so much pop culture. It's probably about 40%. But then it's all driven by stories, like personal stories. It's
Okay.
all driven by personal points of view. It's not just like, this guy said this, that guy said that, here's a joke. It's driven by what is going on, why is this like that, this is like that because, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think tonight I'm probably going to start the show talking about how if you saw those debates, relax.
Yeah.
I promise
The
it's
sun
not
will
that
come
bad.
out tomorrow.
It's really not that bad. I mean, you know, we just have such great lives, and, you know.
Do you ever change once you get on stage? Do you ever shift where you're going to go based on the reaction you're
Every
getting
time.
from the audience?
Every show. I have no idea. Like, I know maybe that I'm going to start that way, but push comes to shove, I have no clue. For me, it's all about, it's audiences take on a personality. I can't explain why. Nobody has an explanation for this. You get 500-600 people, 1,000, 20,000, doesn't matter, in one, and they will all laugh at one joke, but cringe at another. And then you do the same joke the next night, and it flips.
Right.
And it's like these people, they don't know each other.
Yeah.
They didn't get together and say, hey, we're not going to laugh at the Chapo joke, but we're going to laugh at the kid joke. They don't. And yet, that phenomenon exists. And because of it, it allows me to treat them like an individual. So as I had no idea how this conversation was going to go, I have no idea how that conversation is going to go, and they're a part of it.
That's
By
very cool.
laughing, by moaning, by clapping, by
Crying.
whatever they, yeah, sometimes whatever they do, it's a reaction to what I'm saying, and it's their part of the conversation.
Have you ever been in a situation where you're on TV or you're at a live event and something comes out of your mouth and you wish you could take it back? Or are you just so brave that
I
you're
never
just like,
want to take it back, but I can't believe what comes out of my mouth. Cannot believe what comes out of my mouth.
that's hilarious.
Because I'm not like that off stage. The reason why I can be so crazy on stage is because I'm so respectful of other people's space. I hate invading space. Like, believe it or not, when me and my friends go to Disneyland, I'm the one telling everybody, hey dude, there's kids around here, bro.
Oh,
Don't talk like that.
Wow.
I'm the one saying, don't do that. Don't
Yeah.
say that. You know what I mean? Or I couldn't, like, there's a TV show, I don't know what the name of the guy is. He goes around with a camera and a microphone and he just walks up to people and screams at them, and
Yeah.
he's got a TV show on me. I can never do that.
No, I couldn't do that either.
I can't. Even when I do talk to people, I have to have somebody go talk to them, tell them what we're doing, tell them what I'm going to ask about, let them know beforehand that this is what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I don't want to shock people, surprise people. To
That's
me,
not your shtick.
the world is not my stage. The stage is my stage.
That's very neat. I like that.
But I have that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't, so I guess they try to make the world their stage because they're not, maybe they're not stand-up funny. It's a very specific way to be funny. I love it.
Yeah. Do you love Phoenix? How often are you here?
Love Phoenix. My brother lives here.
Oh, that's
So I'm
awesome.
here all the time.
Oh, well,
I drive here all the time.
now we could go to Disneyland together.
Yeah.
And I have a clean mouth sometimes.
Well, here's the beautiful thing about going to Disneyland with me. When you're a celebrity and you go to Disneyland, they don't want people taking pictures of you, so you have to get an escort.
Oh my gosh.
And
I'd feel like Beyonce.
I wait for no lines and
Oh
go
my,
to the front.
This
and,
is the best day ever.
And they save seats for us, so by the time it comes for the parade, we just go on their seats waiting. And
That's
I mean, you got to
awesome.
pay for it, but
Yeah. Do you have
I
any?
think that's their scam.
Oh, totally. Do you have any? Do you have any Phoenix guilty pleasures? Like, do you love Barrett Jackson, or do you love the Open? We have the Waste Management Open, and I mean, we've got some great restaurants here.
My guilty pleasure here is golf.
Oh.
Yeah, golf and the Sanctuary in Camelback.
Oh, that's the greatest. And the restaurants really great over there too.
Oh my God, there's a dessert. Like I go there and I just tell the chef, make me whatever you want.
Oh, how fun.
So it's so good. Like, there's certain things about celebrity that I love. Being able to say to a chef, hey, make me whatever you want, and they say, what do you not eat?
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I grew up poor. I eat everything. So whatever that one thing was, whether it's spicy, whether it's crazy, whether you thought, no, that's too much, make it for me.
Well, that's great.
And it's awesome. But that place is, I mean, those outdoor showers and oh God, I just love that place, man.
Well, they should
love
just
that place.
let you live there. Just for the exposure.
I
You'll
come
just be
and
like,
hang out
here,
there quietly.
I'm at home at my sanctuary.
I've like this is the first time I think I tell anybody, because when I go there, it's just for me.
Well, Britney Spears also loves sanctuary.
Oh, really?
So you might run into Brit over there.
Maybe I have.
Oh.
No.
Exclusive.
Kidding.
Exclusive.
No exclusive. I don't.
I'm not seeing Affluenza Teen, so I will.
Affluenza Team is not coming out.
He's crying.
Where is that?
That's in DFW Airport. I'm from Dallas, but I do not recognize that.
Oh, it's because it's the new terminal.
Ah.
It's the D terminal, which part of it is international. Oh yeah, see, it says D terminal right there.
Man.
So it's good because it's the newer terminal, because it was A and B, then the C was all the other airlines, and all the other airlines pretty went away. Then they made the D, and the D is where all the Los Angeles flights come in, but a lot of the international flights. That's why I was like, I
how
recognize that
interesting.
airport, but yeah,
Yeah, so he's probably in a lot of trouble.
he should be, man. He's an idiot though.
Yeah, and just
Like
running
I
away
can't,
like
I
that.
don't understand. That's his mom's fault though.
Yeah, it's a generation thing though, because I have a little brother that just has no respect for authority and does what he wants and wrecks Range Rovers and et cetera, et cetera.
Really?
And I'm just like, stop giving him Range Rovers. I had to get my own bug.
right. I don't know, man. Yeah, that is the hardest part for me, is raising my kid, and drawing a line. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like my kid's 9, and I've had to tell him already. I could afford it. You're just not getting it.
Did he get one of those things that you slide on instead of walking?
The hoverboard.
Yeah. Did he get one
They
of
call
those?
it a hoverboard.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, that's what they call it.
Did he get one?
No,
Oh.
he wanted one.
Wow.
I said no.
I can't believe you didn't give him a hoverboard.
No.
Although you did yourself a favor because those things are randomly setting themselves on fire.
Yeah, they're blowing up because of the batteries.
Yeah. So,
But no, I have not got him that, and I won't.
wow.
But I tell him like, we can afford it. I want you to understand that. You're not getting it because I don't want you to get it. But I want him to understand, like, look, this is life. You know,
Yeah.
you don't get everything you want in life. And because
You have to work for it.
and because other people have it, it doesn't mean that they need to give it to you,
Yeah.
or that they should give it to you. It doesn't work that way. And you know, but I tell my son, like, I have a huge family. If I gave my family every single time they asked me for money, and how much they asked for, I wouldn't be able to take care of my family.
Oh wow.
Oh, come
Yeah,
on.
that's
I
why
have
I keep
11
changing. I
sisters.
keep changing my phone number. This is why.
I have 2 phones.
You just turn one off.
One for my family. Yeah, I got 2 phones. One for my family and one for Yeah,
That's funny.
because one of them is, all right, how much am I gonna make? And the other one is, how much do you need? So I just hope that I get more phone calls on this one. Okay, cool, great. All right, this one didn't ring. Ooh, another one on this. Yeah, 2 ones. Oh, here it is, Mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I got that guilty Catholic mom
Oh wow.
who, when I say no, I'll get a phone call from my mom. You know, Jesus is watching you. I'm like, really? Jesus wants me to give my brother Joseph, who's an alcoholic, cash. Is that what you're saying? That's what Jesus wants? I mean, what Jesus is. It's like, okay, Mom.
That's hilarious. Oh man. Well, I'm so excited to see you this weekend, and I love Stand Up Live. That's a great venue. It's got. I mean, there's a ton of room, but it's so intimate.
Yeah, it's the biggest small club, so to speak.
Right.
Because it is, I believe it actually is the biggest comedy club in America.
What?
Seating wise.
Oh really? I'm always in the front-ish though.
Yeah. No. But the thing is that it's also, it's also one of the clubs that has every single seat has a great view.
Absolutely, yeah, it absolutely does. And you're here Thursday through Sunday, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shows.
6 shows.
And how do you feel? You can get tickets at standuplive.com,
Mm-hmm.
but are you one of those comedians that mind when people yell back at you? It drives me crazy when I'm as I'm watching. I'm like, somebody shut that girl up.
No, because it usually becomes a part. Like, I do something no other comedian does or has ever done. I record every single show live.
Oh, wow.
So at the end of the show, like if you come to a show, by the time you walk out, you can actually get a copy of the show that you just saw
Oh wow! So
on a flash drive.
you're making people famous.
I don't mean to. They just do. But normally they're trying to be nice.
Yeah.
And when they're not trying to be nice, you know, like we had this great show the other day because I was talking about the fact that, like, everybody talks about nuclear proliferation. I'm like, don't ever forget, there's only one country in the history of the world that has nuclear weapons that ever used them on other people. And this lady yells out, Russia! And I swear to God, God, this poor woman. And the beauty of her was that she got it. She wasn't mad. And I mean, literally the rest of the show, at every 3, 4, 5 minutes, it was a Russia joke. It
That's
was
hilarious.
just.
That's
But at the end of the
awesome.
show, we're all taking pictures, and she's like, "I'm Russia," you know, and the whole audience is like, "Ah." I mean, it was great. Most of the time, it's a good thing.
Okay.
Every once in a while, it gets to a point where I have to tell them, like, okay, listen, now you're becoming irritating to the other people, and you're stopping the flow of the show.
Yeah.
So if it happens again, somebody's gonna escort you.
Right.
But it's not me. I don't care.
I think you're fun.
And
I
then,
like you.
And then they'll look at me and they'll say like, dude, it's you. And I'm like, is that what you think? Ladies and gentlemen, is it me? No! And they'll just be like profanity. And I'm like, you see what I mean? You see what you started? And then they'll look around like, oh, I thought I was helping the show. Because a lot of people actually believe that.
Yeah.
See, here's the foul. I understand why they think it, but it's false. They think, okay, I said something, the comic said something, everybody laughed loud, I'm a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand that what we're trying to do is take what you said, use the energy, make it kinetic, and bring it back to our show.
Love that.
So we're good at it,
Yeah.
but we don't want it.
Yeah, we don't need
No.
shotgun.
It's not necessary. That's what it is. It's not. It's these people actually think if I didn't say anything,
It would have just.
what would you have talked about?
Right.
Like, really, I'm unprepared.
Yeah.
You really think that this many people are gonna see somebody that's totally unprepared?
Well, where do I go now?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So-
absolutely. Well, I'm excited. I can't wait to see
Great.
you this, and I'm hoping that you're going to throw some Trump stuff in there.
Oh God, yes, of course.
Good.
It has to.
And your first show's tonight
Yes.
at 8 p.m.
And it's tonight's show and Sunday's show are 18 and over. Weekends are 21 and over. And like I said, not a lot of tickets left, so don't say I didn't say anything, because a lot of people think, oh yeah, whatever, and then
And
they're like, man.
they'll send you tweets. I'm outside.
Yeah.
They won't let me in.
Oh, they do that all the time.
Oh no.
Oh, I've gotten. Actually, the last time I was here, there was a group of dudes outside, and they were like, "Oh, they don't want to let us in." I'm like, "Man, we're sold out." Oh, it's because we're Mexican. I'm like, "Come here, brother." And then I walked them inside, and I stopped the show. Literally, I stole my opener. Ask how many Mexicans are here. You know, how many Mexicans? The whole crowd went nuts. You're like, so you really think that we didn't want you, and you were one too many? Maybe they bought their tickets on time, and you did not.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? It's not always payday, okay? It's not always payday.
See, and now a different perspective. Now I feel bad that I got the guys in, by the way.
That's
so I
very
don't feel
nice. I
bad,
knew
but
that's how the story was
yeah,
going
the
to
story
end.
was going to end that way, but
Like,
I wish it would have ended different.
a public display of somebody not being.
Yeah, they
whatever
did have
the
to
time.
stand up.
They
They
did
did not
stand.
get seats.
Well, that's fine.
They did have to stand.
That's the perfect opportunity to like stretch your legs, and
I don't know what they did. I just did my show and they shut up, and it was perfect.
I love it. All right, I'm going to walk you out, and I'm going to give them
Okay.
this view of Affluenza Teen, the hallway that we're waiting to
hopefully-
see him walk through. I'm actually pretty excited to witness this because I think he is such a little brat.
He is.
Yeah.
He is.
So I can't wait to see what.
But
the
it
look
is
on
his
face
parents'
is.
fault.
It totally. Yeah.
Now, if he's 30 and he's still like this, then we need to smack him in the face with some gloves. But up until now, I'd blame his parents for not grounding him in some kind of reality.
Well, if God gave you if God was like, you know what, I'm going to give you probation or whatever. If God gave you this opportunity to not have to be thrown in juvie, wouldn't you, in your heart, be like, I need to do something better with myself? I mean,
Yes.
I feel like that's a natural reaction when you see that you've been given a huge break. Your natural reaction is, thank you, God. How can I better myself
Right.
to be worthy of this? Because you're not.
Right.
And his natural reaction was to go get smashed with his friends again and play beer pong.
I hope that this doesn't actually bolster his case. Because if I was a really good lawyer,
Elaine,
I
are you
would
there?
make the point that he is only proving that he actually has.
I don't know why he's running. He's been running back and forth. Some people run
What if we
upstairs, some
never
people
done
come back
this?
down.
How sick is this?
So I
And
don't-
they're going
I
to
don't really
blame
know.
the mom again
Yes.
because she was there with him and
Yes.
paying the $3,000 in stripper fees.
Yes.
Or was it $2,000 or $3,000? Either way,
Like-
it's way
like
more money than I make a
somebody
month.
took
I
pictures
agree.
or
Mom,
they
where were you
took
when
the
I
shots?
needed you? Where were you when
Like
I
a
needed you?
photographer?
Your mom was in Catholic church being a
Oh.
good woman.
Yeah, she was. My mom was in the hospital
Oh.
having another baby.
I didn't.
Oh, well, there's that too.
What?
But
So
yeah,
you
I
want
just
me
feel
to
like
hang tight? I didn't figure
have
they'd
no
bring him
sympathy
out
for him
this.
because you've been given this opportunity. You really should have said, you know what, I need to be a better person now because this doesn't happen twice.
Don't be surprised.
I know.
Don't be
Affluenza.
surprised.
All right, I'm going to
We'll
walk
see.
you out, and I can't wait to see you this weekend at Stand Up Live, standuplive.com. Thank you.
So somebody else had headshots of him upstairs.
Really?
That's what my
There's a marshal's car apparently upstairs.
ABC and NBC had some kind of video they turned around.
Jeez. Well, then he's gone, Mike. They couldn't get into a secure area.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a cell phone video or picture. She didn't say.
It's what happens when it's last minute, kind of disorganized.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure the sheriff's department will